Hello, my name is Jenny Min. I am the CEO of Your Webbase and also the CEO of Earnit. I'm doing this video to demonstrate a miracle that has occurred, um, and I'm going to give a little bit of background information on it because since this has never, ever, ever happened in history, I know a lot of people are going to be watching this video. So I'm going to give background information to those people. Earnit is a rewards program that rewards customers for being loyal to clients, to being loyal to a particular business, for staying with a particular business and not going from, 1 month using this company and the next month using another company and the next month using another company, which makes it really hard for businesses to survive. This is for customer acquisition and customer retention. Businesses get to advertise with us for free, and they get to offer this reward that they could absolutely not do on their own. And what we are doing is essentially helping small and medium businesses be successful in these tough economic times. When someone buys a product and continues to use a product, they get a loyalty reward from the seller. They can get one or they can get more depending on the cost of the product that they're paying for and what the seller is offering in exchange for that. These loyalty rewards are designed to grow in value over time, which locks the customer in for the seller. So what that means is it starts out, the customer has the product, they're using the product, but over time prices start to go down and the times are tough. People go looking for a cheaper product. It's really hard for a company to keep their product up to date, the latest technology, when they don't have steady customers to support the bills, the cost of keeping it up to date. So with the loyalty reward, as those things start to happen, the loyalty reward over time becomes more and more valuable. The first stage that it would be is more valuable than the cost difference of that customer switching to someone else. Customers don't like switching to other companies either. They got to go learn a new product, but they do it out of necessity, out of financial necessity. So that's the first thing it does. It's designed to keep it so that it isn't beneficial cost effectively for them to go and buy somewhere else. Eventually, however, over time, that Earnit reward becomes more and more valuable to where where they're making more than the product costs, and goes from there to being worth more and more and more and more in time. It can be worth, enough to buy a new a new toy, a new phone, a new computer. It can become enough to buy new clothes. It can be enough to buy a new car. It can be enough to buy a luxury car. It can be enough to buy a house and more. That's how these rewards grow. So it's a huge benefit to businesses and a huge benefit to customers. Everybody wins. So we designed it so using different features, and one of those features are matrices and that sort of thing. We're not an MLM company because you cannot just go and sign up and be in this. You've got to buy a product from somebody who offers the rewards. That's how it works. You get the reward by being loyal to a business. And you can pick whatever business is offering them. So what happened as a result of this, we wanted to make it so that if people referred other people, that they got a bigger reward. They made, their rewards earned even more money. We even have it so that people can actually earn money even if they don't have their own reward, simply by referring other people to earn it. And if one of those people buys a product and gets a reward, then they get 25% of that first reward. The first month, they get 25% of that, and that's how that works. So in designing it so that these rewards would sort of earn in time on their own, we had to do a few things, and we wanted the rewards to build up quickly and that sort of thing. So we used a model. We I used a model that is used in network marketing, affiliate marketing, and MLM. Now, for those of you that don't know about, if you've never been involved in an MLM, you often hear people say, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. MLM is not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. MLM is not illegal, so they are not the same thing. However, just like we're not an MLM and we're not a pyramid scheme, the three of those things use the same things, and that is a matrix of some sort. A matrix is a mathematical term. It's used in all kinds of things aside from the three of these things. Government is essentially a matrix. Corporations are a matrix. And if you look at it correctly, yes, you'll find pyramids within all of those. The government's essentially a giant pyramid. Large corporations are a pyramid, and MLMs are a pyramid. That's not the problem that people see. In a pyramid scheme, the reason they're illegal is because no matter what anyone does, the people at the top make the most money. And, well, that's not the only reason. Because they don't have a real product. And that people are just, that's what makes it a pyramid scheme and illegal. But people still look at the fact that in MLM companies, for example, and this is why they say they're pyramid schemes, is because the people at the top make the most money. There's two reasons this happens. The majority of the time, it is because that person who's making lots of money has built a downline. And they're at the top of that downline, just like the CEO is at the top of a corporation. They went out, they got their 2 people or 3 people or however many they needed, and they built an organization. And so that's why they make more money than everyone else in their organization, because they did more work than anybody else in their organization. However, there is one other thing that occurs there. And that is the person who gets lucky, who doesn't necessarily do anything. He just maybe got in, somebody fell underneath, he got in early, or somebody fell in underneath him, or he sponsored a heavy hitter. And from that point, they make more money than the people who are busting their butts doing all the work, because those people are underneath them. So for me, as a heavy hitter, I can't think of a case where I did not sponsor and build a huge organization that wasn't much bigger than my sponsors. But I could never, ever make more money than him, because everything I made was added to what he made. And it always appeared to anybody looking at the big picture that this guy at the top is the superstar, when in fact it was a bunch of other people much better than him underneath him that makes him look like the superstar. And this is the problem that people don't like about MLM. But as I said, it doesn't really happen that much. It's generally a case of the people making the most money are the people that have done the work. So, in designing this, a miracle happened. As I said, in the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of MLM companies and direct sales companies, there are pyramids within all of them. But this, what I'm calling the miracle, because it was not an intent, it is not something that I set out to do, because obviously I don't ever go out and go, you know what, today I'm going to do a miracle, because I'm not God and I can't. So I don't attempt to, okay? But this is what happened. So what I'm going to do is, what I've done, we're about to launch tonight. Since this is by your web base, everything that comes out of your web base, and even when we help other companies, all the our web base members go into these companies first. So in setting this up, we have a server that we use for beta testing. Well, now that we're going to launch, we've moved it onto our regular site, and that leaves the beta test server for me to play with. So what I've done is I've taken some of the people who already have Earn It positions, and I've put them into it so that you can witness this miracle, because there will be no way for anybody to witness this until, for several months as they have their own organization. So I wanted everybody to see this because it is so freaking amazing, and this is going to blow every single marketer that ever existed. It's just going to completely blow their mind because it literally is the impossible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you, when you buy a product from someone, you are given a loyalty reward. And this we place in the same way as if you went out and joined an MLM company. We say, okay, they give us the loyalty reward. As long as they're paying for your product, we're essentially going to pay them into this company, I guess you want to call it. It appears as if it's a company because we're using it. It appears as if, So what happens when that happens, when you first buy a product, you are given a position generator. This is an example of one right here. So in it, it's got 14 open spaces. As you can see, this one's full, but you can see there are 14 different people in here. Okay? Once that happens, a position is generated in the 2x19 money matrix. Why is it called a money matrix? Because when you're in there, anybody that falls underneath you within 19 levels, you are paid every month off of them. Whether you brought them in, whether somebody you brought them in, whether admin brought them in, whether your upline brought them in, it doesn't matter. Like I said, you do not have to refer people in order to make money with this. So once your position generator is filled, and it can be filled completely by admin, completely by upline positions above it, there's all different ways that it can be filled. Once it's filled, it generates a position in here, and everybody that falls under that position now you earn money off of them every month. Depending on what level they are is how much you get paid. And if you go to the site, you can look at what that is. So then what happens is you're given another one, and it's empty when you start, and it goes under your sponsor. Okay? So every time yours is full, you recycle, you go in here, and you get another one under your sponsor. And that keeps happening. So what's happening as you build your organization, or as it's being built by the system itself and other members? Obviously, if you're referring people, this happens really quick, as you're about to see. If you're not, it happens slowly, but it still happens. The only thing that you bringing in people, referring other people does is speed up the inevitable, speed up time. Okay. So then, as you can see, I've filled this one as well, and I have right here, I now have 2 positions in here. It's one account. Now I know that some of you listening to this are like, well, I have more, I have bought more than one product, I have more than one loyalty reward. Yes, and every single one of them has its own account. This is only one account. Okay? Now, if you notice something, this person right here, for example, if we look, it's ID 14, sponsored by 11, which is me. And that person is also here. It's the same exact account. They may have more than one account, but this account and this account are exactly the same one. How did that happen? Because this person also cycled. And when they cycled, they came back under me as the sponsor, because I'm their sponsor. Now this person here is somebody that they haven't cycled. They're just the next person. They're like the 15th person that I sponsored as an example. And then again, you see this person right here. This is the same exact ID as this one. Now you can see these are little triangles, right? But in reality, they stack on top of other triangles like a little Christmas tree. So this one, when it filled down here, this level, it came here. When this one filled its level, it came down here. It could have been from this person bringing these people in, or these 4 people may have brought in 2 each, or these 2 people may have brought in 4 each. It's all can be filled by different people. It can even be filled by people you cannot see in here, meaning the people above this, the people that you cannot see. Okay, for example, if I open this person's matrix, I don't see me. I just see him and the spots underneath him. So again, but they're within the same matrix. And then as we can see, because I've continued to cycle, sponsor, well, not because of my people, because of the people that I have brought in, you can see that it's caused me to cycle over and over, and many of these people have cycled as well, coming back underneath me. Now my positions, which you will not see in here, you will not see in any of these, my own cloned positions. Why? Because I am not my own sponsor. So this position and this position are not in any of my matrices. They're all in my sponsor's matrix. And as far as the way my sponsor sees it, they do see me in their matrix 4 times, all with the same ID. Maybe in the same position generator, or maybe distributed out. Now in MLM, that would be the equivalent of sponsoring 4 different people. But in this case, it's the same person. Now here's where the miracle happens. Now this is what I did. I'm going to go over here and open this up. Now this is a small sampling, as I said. This is admin. Now in any kind of MLM company, you can have admin at the top, or you can have the master distributor at the top. I'm the master distributor. In this case, it has admin because admin has work to do within the system. It helps other members, and so that's why it's there. Now, because you help your sponsor cycle, what I did was I activated another position above it, which this is actually the upline, is because you can see the master distributor would never be ID 11. They're normally either ID 1 or ID 2. But if I would have signed up directly under admin and put this in, I would have been cycling admin over and over, and I don't want admin to cycle until after people are in, so that admin spills under people instead of being above people. So that's why I interjected this position here. Now a lot of people have a lot of positions. Some people have 3, some people have 6, some people have 16, because they've bought in different products. And as you buy more and more products, you could end up with more positions. But that's not what we're talking about here. This is one account. Okay? that I'm referring to, that I'm looking at. We're looking at what ID11 is doing. So what ID11 is doing with its clones, now as I said, this is also my position, but as you can see, it's ID2. So what I did is, admin was already there, put ID2 in, then signed up ID11 underneath it, directly underneath it, and then I started placing all the people in, because they're all underneath me in real life. What that did was, of course, I cycled first. Why? Because I'm the only one bringing anyone in. But when I cycled the first time, I took, so if we look at this position right here, when I first came in the position generator, I ended up right here in this position. But when I cycled, I came over here. So I came in here, filled half of this position generator, and then when I cycled, I came back up under my sponsor and filled the other half in the position generator. Okay? And that's how that position cycled, even though it had not sponsored a single person other than me. And again, its sponsor, who only cycled it, and it didn't do anything, has also cycled as a result of this chain reaction that happens. But the miracle that I'm trying to show you is that, as I said before, if this was a standard matrix, we changed all these and made all of these different people, none of these people could make more money than this position. Why? Because it has everybody underneath it. Like, if I'm here and I'm building this position has this over here. These people are not in my matrix. It's not possible for me to ever make as much as my upline. Now, one way that people get around that, for example, is I could have, well, in this case, since I'm not technically the master distributor, the master distributor would be here. There really wouldn't be any way that I could do it. But let's say, for example, I'm this person, master distributor, and admin is up here, directly above me. It doesn't have any legs. Then what I could do to make, in a regular compensation plan, what I could do to make more than admin would be to buy 3 positions. My position, and then these front 2, so that anybody that came in anywhere in the matrix would fall under 2 either. All these people fall under these 2, all of these people fall under these 2. That's the only way for it to happen. In every other matrix in the world, every other compensation plan in the world, and that's that part that people don't like, that if I bust my butt, he's always going to make more than me. Because it's not fair, because he's not doing anything. In this scenario, we saw the only thing this position did was sponsor this position, and that one didn't even do anything. Everything happened here. But we're going to see that that is not the case here. Because of these clones, and mind you, this is very early on, and not everybody in this example. This isn't everybody who's even in right now. This is just to show you how it can work, or how it does work. So in this particular scenario, this position, even if, I'm just going to make this for you, if this was the top position, this person, everything that it does, even if it had all of these people underneath it, it could still not make as much money as this one. Why? Because this person does not have themselves. This person does not have themselves. This person has both of those. So at the very, very minimum, At the very, very minimum, the top position and the master distributor, the very, very minimum is a difference between how much the first position pays. Now, I was doing something else and I asked one of my people to go through and add up all the totals of what people made on the, because we're getting ready to launch tonight. And she sent it back to me. I looked at it and I said, "Oh, this is wrong." and the reason that I looked at it as wrong is, as I said, I've been doing this for, I've been in MLM for almost 30 years, 29 years, almost 30 years. And what she was showing me was mathematically impossible. And that was that this position and this position were earning the exact same amount. I was like, that's not possible. It's got to be at least $2 different. But then when you look at, well, wait a minute, how? Because this position is not the same position as this one. This is ID 2. This is ID 11. How on earth is this position earning just as much as this position? Now later what's going to happen is this position is going to make, as more people come in, a lot more money than this position. How is that possible? It's on top. What about the pyramid? It's gone, baby. So let me tell you how. These positions here are not new positions. They're not other positions. They're clones. They all tie. They're all just clones of this position. Now another thing is, you look at, if this is this position, why are these over here? Because this is my sponsor. I didn't go under my sponsor at first because my sponsor only had me and I cycled first. So I cycled first, and since nobody was in the company, my sponsor wasn't in the 2x19, I immediately went under admin. And I started building, and eventually when I cycled again, that caused my sponsor to cycle here. So why are these other cloned versions of me over here? Because that's my sponsor. So here we have an instance where this one position is building equally across this. Equally, this is this one position doing all of this work. One position. So again, this looks like this person has sponsored. And who are these people? Well, these people were sponsored by ID11. That's why they're underneath it. They're not sponsored by this person has all of these people underneath it. Okay? This position has all of it underneath it. And it hasn't sponsored anybody but this. Now, this also demonstrates how you can have a position make more and more and more money without ever sponsoring anyone. Because look what's just happened with these few short people when this person's only sponsored one. So, and again, here, where did admin go? Admin went here, because in the grand scheme of things, this position was the first open position who didn't have his 2. This position came in before this one, but this position is not. This is the person. This person, in order of the reward position going in, it was this position, because this person hasn't sponsored anybody. This one has, this one hasn't. So his was already hit. Well, his was filled for other reasons as well, because actually these are my people. But the point is that this is how it can, how your position without sponsoring anybody over time will become more and more valuable, because people will come under you. It's just a matter of time. How do you speed it up? By bringing in other people. Now, so if we take this ID11 and we add up how much it makes, $2 on the first $2, $2 in e-currents on the first level, so 2, 4, 6, and the second level as well. 8, 10, 12, and the one here, that's 14. But over here, this one's got 2, 4, $6. This one's got 2, $4. They're all the same position. And when you add it all up, this position is making the same exact amount of money as that one. And as I said before, it will be the case where it actually exceeds it. The fact that it even makes the same amount is a miracle. It is impossible, but as you can see, the way that it's laying out here, it's absolutely doing it, and that's amazing. So I wanted to show that to you. If you want to say that MLM or direct sales or anything like that is a pyramid scheme, because this pyramid structure where the people at the top make all the money, I'm showing you right here. These two people are at the top, and this one is about to be making all the money. Now, what that means is any of these people can come in and bring in more people, work harder, because I'm obviously not working hard at building the organization. I'm running the company. So anybody can come in here and even make more money than me, and make more money than any of these other people. And that by simply referring other people to earn it. And that's freaking amazing. This is going to be amazing. So how much can each position earn you? It's really hard to say, because each clone copy can earn nearly $1.5 million a month. Now, am I saying that you're going to fill up your 2x19? No, you're probably not. But I'm also going to tell you that most people don't need to make nearly $1.5 million a month. But the reason I can't tell you how much each earn it position can make, as you can see, this one can earn almost 1.5, this one can earn almost 1.5, this one can earn almost 1.5. Every clone can make almost $1.5 million a month, and there is no limit to how many clones the generator will create. So definitely the highest paying income program out there, even though it isn't an MLM or direct sales company. It pays out more than anyone ever, and a pyramid does not exist within it. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks.